Hi there! There is no doubt that working with terminal is an essential skill for every developer. In this video I'm gonna show you a couple of pro tips directly from my daily workflow. First of all, let's say I'd like to open my project, so I'm switching to the proper directory and then I'm using IntelliJ IDEA CLI to open my IDE. So this is a first tip. Whenever it's possible, you can use your CLI to quickly open projects. What is more, the same works with Sublime Text or even Visual Studio Code, which is not available on my system at this time. Now the second tip is to always use aliases. So for example, if I type cloud, as you can see there is a command available which takes me to my DigitalOcean server. If you want to set up aliases, it's a good idea to first install ZSH with brew command. Next go to OmizeH, which is nothing more but a community-driven framework for managing ZSH configuration. And here you can install it with a single command. After doing so, there is a couple things you may be interested in. First are plugins, which may be added in the ZSH-rc file in a home directory, and there is a good idea to set up your theme to make your terminal look even better. If you are ready with this, you can go back to terminal and open .zsh-env file. There are a couple of aliases I'm using in order to improve my workflow. It's a good idea to learn how to make even a simple bash scripts in order to improve your aliases even more. As you can see in my case, most of them are about launching some things. Like for example, here I have created an alias for opening a file with AI writer. And for example here I have a couple of aliases to make connecting with my servers a bit easier and faster. So a second pro tip is all about using aliases. Here you have to make some habits both for creating and using them. The next pro tip is to use a warp terminal. Besides of all of its features, there is a single one which is a beast. I'm speaking of AI command search. Here you can specify a command like for example archive my folder with tar. And as you can see, after a couple of seconds, I have a command which may be used with a command enter. Of course, keep in mind that this is a AI, so if any command is generated, it's better for you to understand what given command will do before executing. So if you wonder why you have to use AI, even if you have to understand all of the commands, I may say that it's all about performance and your comfort. There is nothing more to say here, just go to warp.dev and install this terminal and play a bit with this magic feature. So the third pro tip is all about using AI to make your work easier. And now we are moving to the next pro tip, which is using a global terminal. As you can see, I have pressed a command shortcut in order to display warp in this floating window. Now I can run some command and then press this shortcut once again to hide warp. And what's more, whenever I need, I may hit this shortcut once again to just continue my work. I have to say that it's a good idea to learn some keyboard shortcut you can use with warp or whatever terminal you are working with. And if you'd like to set up this global shortcut, go to the features table and check hotkey window and then bind some shortcut. And the last but not least tip is to use Keyboard Maestro. I don't know if you know this program, but here you can specify some macros, like for example open overmanned project. And here I can double click to specify an icon and here I can add some action. In my case it will be execute a shell script. Right here I'd like to specify some shell script. In my case it will be to go to my project directory and then open it with my IDE. But here I have also need a full path for IDEA, so in my case it will be user local bin IDEA. Let's paste those commands right here. And we're gonna to replace IDEA. Now if I run this macro, it will open my project in my IDE. So you may be thinking, why even there is a need for Keyboard Maestro here? And the answer is a keyboard shortcut. In my case, I will bind it to caps lock O, and in my case caps lock means a combination of Ctrl, Option, Shift and Command. If you'd like to do the same, install an app called Karabiner, where you can go to the complex modification and enable this rule. After doing so, your caps lock behavior will be switched to this one. So right now, whenever I press caps lock O, I will be moved to my IntelliJ IDEA with my home project opened. And of course, if I quit IntelliJ IDEA completely, it will also work. So since now whenever I press Command O, it will open my project. So the last pro tip is about using Keyboard Maestro and shell scripts in order to make some crazy stuff by using your knowledge about creating scripts and possibilities of this outstanding app. And right now from me it would be all. I hope you find this video useful and you leave a like and subscription on my channel. Thanks for watching and see you in my next videos.